Hello everyone, welcome again to a YouTube channel, IELTS by Neil. Today we will discuss one of the types of questions in the IELTS writing task 1, which is map writing. You must have heard about the map writing. However, this is not a popular type of questions for the writing task 1, but yeah, we often, see these type of questions once a while. So just in case if you get it, you should be ready how to do it, right? In today's video, we will learn what is map writing, okay, and what is the structure. We will learn the vocabulary that to be used, and we will learn how to write each part, like introduction, overall statement, and body paragraph. So we will learn how to write each of them, okay, and of course we will explain it with the help of an example. All right, so we will do a map as an example, and I'll try to explain you in the best way possible. If you still have any questions, please do let us know in the comment section below. Okay, so let's begin our map writing. So what exactly you have to do in the map is you will be given two pictures, right? Most of the time, like 99% of the time, this will happen. Okay, only 1% chance is that you will have only one picture or three pictures. Okay, but 99% you'll get two pictures. For example, city A, here also city A, they will give you certain times like 1950 here, okay, and 2020 here. Okay, it means how this city A used to look in 1950 and how this city A have changed in 2020. So what we have to do is we have to compare the two maps. So we have to talk about the changes that have taken place or that will take place. Okay. One of the more important thing is that we have to be careful about the tenses that we're going to use. For example, 1950, it means we will use past tense. The building was, there was a building, there was tree, there was, a studio, a cafe. Okay. But if you talk about 2020, that'll still be past. Let's take an example if they've given something like how this city A will look in 2050. So in that case, you'll be using the future tense, like the cafe here will be changed to this. Okay, this building will be replaced by this, or a new garden will be set up. Okay, so I'm using all the future tense, will be, would be, right? So you have to be very, very careful about the tenses. So first read the year or the time that you have to explain the map. All right, so one of the very important thing in map is the direction. For example, if we talk about map with anyone, the first thing that comes to our mind is directions, like which direction we have to go if we are using a map. So it's very important for us to know the directions. Okay, now these are the basic directions, north, south, east, and west. Okay, now for example, this is a diagram or a map given. Okay, name of the city, for example, is Sydney. Okay, now if something is here, so I can say, let's just name this place A. Okay, I would say A is located in the northern part of the Sydney, or in the north side of the Sydney, right? If something is here, B, I can say the B is located in the southern part of the Sydney, or in the south side of the Sydney, right? Same goes with the west side and east side. Okay, now what you will say, something located here, let's say it's C. So for this one, we have to say C is located in the northeast of Sydney. Similarly, if something is located here, this will be southeast. Okay, this will be southwest, and this will be northwest. Okay, so be very careful about these directions also. Okay, you should be aware about these directions because map is mostly about the directions. Okay, All right, so now let's move on to the structure of the map. Now, as I've told you before, that structure for all the type of task 1 is same. See, which is this one. So first of all, you will write introduction, okay, in which you will paraphrase the question. And next one will be overall statement, where you will write the general features or the general overview statement, okay. And then first body paragraph and second body paragraph, they will contain the specific features or detail information. Now this is the structure for all the type of task 1, so same goes with the map. Now we will learn how to write each of these parts, part 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's take an example of a map, okay, then I think it will be easy to understand. So here is an example that we're gonna work on today. So this is a map, okay. So if you, this is a question statement. So if you read this, it's saying the plan below show a public park. So this is a public park, right? When it first opened in 1920, which is this one, and the same park today, which is this one, right? So this is the past, as we can see, is 1920, and today means this is present. Okay. Name of the park is Grange Park. Okay. Now let's try to do this together. Now, first of all, what we have to do is let's find out the general features of this park. Now, if you have a look at general changes, you can see that this stage for musicians, have been changed to this theater. Fountain have been changed to rose garden. Okay, this cafe has been rose garden have been changed to a cafe. Ponds for water plants has been changed to children's play area, and a water feature has been added. Okay, so all these things, they are giving us an indication that the park has been developed into a family entertainment place, okay, mainly for recreation, right? We can say it's a general idea, right? Okay, and moreover, if you have a look, see before the seats were all over the park. Number 1, number 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, now if you have a look, all the seats have been brought to the center of the park along the rose garden, right? So you can say relocation of the seats is done. It's a general view, right? And all the rose gardens, see this rose garden, 1, 2, and 3. These 3, 2 are finished, okay, and one rose garden has been set up in the center of the park. Now these are some main features that we have discussed, right? Now let's have a look at general features, we call it. So the park has been added with more entertainment facilities. That is true, because see this amphitheater, rose garden, and the seats are here around that. Children's play area, again, is entertainment area, right? Relocation of seats is done. So before it used to be all over the place, these seats, now they are at the one place, right? And a lot of changes have taken place. Park except the entrances means, see, a lot of changes on this side and a lot of changes on this side have taken place except the entrance, which is this one, and entrance this one, right? So pretty much everything has changed except the entrance and this rose garden here. All right, now we're going to look into the specific features. Okay, now specific features means detailed information. Okay, so we are going to have a look at the detailed information. So if it comes to detailed information, the first thing that we can look up is fountain. Now fountain is being removed and a rose garden has been set up. Okay, so this is the first one. Second one is this musicians, stage for musicians, has been removed and converted into amphitheater for concerts, right? So this is the second most prominent development that has taken place. Now, if you have a look, these rose gardens have also been finished, right? Until here, so the first one we have talked about fountain, second one we have talked about amphitheater, and the third one we have talked about these seats, the rose garden here and the seats and the seat, right? Now, Let's have a look at the more specific features. Okay, now this is saying that entrances at the top, bottom, in the middle have remained unchanged, but on the right side, a cafe has replaced the rose garden. Means these entrances they have remained unchanged, but on the right side, this one, a cafe has replaced the rose garden, right? Where there was a pond in the top right corner, now there is a children's play area. Where there was a pond, now there is a children's play area, right? So this is another change. Now again, in the body paragraph, you have to talk about the detail, right? So first we look up for the general features, then we look for the specific features, okay? Now again, they're talking about glass house here is being replaced by water feature, right? And underground car park here, they're talking about this. So these are some changes, that we can notice here in detail, right? Now what we're going to do is the general changes or the general features, we're going to mention it in the overall statement, and the specific features, okay, or the detailed information, we will mention it in the body paragraph. Introduction will be just the paraphrase of the question statement. So let's begin to write this one. So this is the introduction, okay, this is the question statement. So basically it's just telling us that about the park which was opened in 1920 and how it looked today. This could be our introduction. The map detailed the changes from 1920 to today in Grange Park. So sorry, it should be Grange, Grange. Okay, Grange Park. So this could be our simple introduction. Okay, I've not written any fancy words or fancy statements or sentences, right? I've made it simple and to the point. Okay. Now, moving on to the overall statement. Now, remember, with the overall, we had to talk about the general features. Now, general features are what that, this park is being changed to an entertainment place and everything has changed except these two entrances. So these are some general features, right? Now, let's have a look at the overall statement. So overall statements, it's saying, looking from an overall perspective, it is readily apparent that the park added and expanded areas mainly related to entertainment, including a larger stage and various areas for recreation. So this was the first general change. After that, there was also significant relocation in terms of sitting, and the only areas remained same were the entrances and one minor garden. Means this one and this one was the same, and this one will remain same. Everything else was changed. Overall statement is that this whole park has been turned into an entertainment and area for recreation. And the second one is that everything has changed except these two entrances and this small rose garden, right? See, I've not just talked about one thing, I've talked in general, okay? So whenever writing overall statement, make sure you talk about general things, okay, not the detailed information. For example, you cannot just say like, in one sentence, just talk about this rose garden and this cafe. That's it. That is a detailed information, right? So you have to give a general information in the overall statement, right? Now comes to body paragraphs. First body paragraph, and they will talk about all these things in the first one, right? And they will make the second body paragraph and they'll talk about all these changes that have taken place, right? That is also okay. And there's another method, which is you divide the number of changes, okay? And then you talk half of the changes in first body paragraph and the remaining half in the second body paragraph. For example, you can just divide this graph, this park into two areas, A and B, okay? In the first body paragraph, you can talk about area A, second body paragraph, you can talk about area B, right? So whatever changes that have taken place in the area A, you will mention in first body paragraph. Whatever changes that have taken place in area B, you will mention in second body paragraph, right? So this is also another way to write, okay? It's up to you, however you feel comfortable, you can go that way, okay? All right, now let's begin our body paragraphs and let's provide the detailed information, right? So this is the first body paragraph, okay? The park first opened in 1920 and it went through a drastic development since then. To begin with, the key feature of the park, the central fountain, has been demolished. This fountain has been demolished, right? The rose garden was earlier scattered around the periphery of the park along with the sitting arrangements. Now this rose garden here was scattered along with a sitting arrangement. Let's see the seats here. Okay, but now it has been remobilized to the center of the park. Now this rose garden and seats have been remobilized to the center of the park, right? Now meanwhile, the stage for the musician has been further converted into an amphitheater for concerts to accommodate a larger crowd. Now see this can easily accommodate larger crowds. So this stage for musicians has been demolished or has been converted into amphitheater, right? So in the first body paragraph, we have talked about the rose garden and amphitheater. These are the major changes, right? In the next body paragraph, we will talk about the rest of the changes. Now this is the second body paragraph. Besides, the glass house on the southeast side has been redesigned with a water feature. See this word redesign, okay? We could have used here converted, we could have used here redeveloped, okay? So we can use different words, different vocabulary, right? For just one sentence. So this is the beauty of writing, maps. If we are writing about something that has, newly built, so we can say a new water feature has been added, or a new water feature has been constructed, or has been made, or has been put in place. Okay, so there's a lot of words, right, for the map writing, right? And with underground entrance to the car park for visitors, which is this one, right? Now the addition of amenities such as the cafe on the northeast side. This cafe northeast side, yes, because this is north, this is east, right? That's correct, northeast side. Adjacent means just parallel to Arnold Avenue was done. Adjacent to Arnold Avenue. Now, this is Arnold Avenue, okay? And the cafe is done here. That is true. Finally, the pond of water plants was redesigned to accommodate a children's play area. This pond for water plants was redesigned for children's play area, right? Again, we could have said redeveloped, okay, converted into, or developed into, or changed into, okay? You can say a lot of things, okay? So this is how you write a map, okay, in your IELTS test. Now, let me repeat it again. So whenever you have a map writing, okay, make sure, first of all, you see the number of changes, okay, divide it into half, and then first body paragraph you can talk about the first one, second body paragraph you can talk about the second one, right? And of course overall statement will have the general features, okay, not the main features, and the body paragraphs will have the detailed information. Okay, if you still have any questions about the map writing, please do let us know in the comment section below. And if this video has helped you in any way, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your time.